All right, we're back to two big guys, and we're kind of missing Grover right now. He's busy today.
He's got something to do.
Yeah, it's a busy weekend here in Kansas City, and
you got a better fielder like me.
I was gonna say we got a better guy, so now it's two big guys and Stetson.
Two big guys and Firewalker.
There you go.
Firewalker.
That sounds better.
That sounds better.
It does sound better.
Stage name.
It is your Magic Mike 3. Magic Mike 3.
You went there.
Firewalker.
You went there. You went there.
Shouldn't have went there.
The Firewalker edition.
That would be hilarious.
Well,
The skinny edition.
It's not going to be that good because I cannot dance.
You can't dance?
Not very good.
wait a minute. You dance every time.
I get a lot of people that critique that. It's not.
Yeah,
Do
bad.
people actually, so in all honesty, do they get upset about that?
Some people do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are they offended by it?
You can't please everybody.
Right, I agree.
So I just do my thing and they can say whatever they want.
Amen. That's a good thing.
Do they feel that it needs to be ceremonial or
Some, yeah, like the more traditional natives think it should be more
Traditional?
accurate.
You're not even native though, are you?
I got a card that says I am.
So does he.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, see,
I don't,
native too.
I don't dance either.
Yeah. See?
Actually,
All right, so it's Stetson Lawrence,
yeah,
right?
Stetson Lawrence.
Stetson Lawrence in the
for
house.
a second. Talking about Cris being native. Actually, Cris is, so I do not. I'm Scandinavian.
Arkansas Cherokee.
Really?
Really?
Nice.
Yep. I have Cherokee and...
We're cousins now.
By way of... No, it's all good, man.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
So Williston, North Dakota.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about you that somebody doesn't know. Let's just start off the show with something
A little bit about
that
me that
nobody
nobody knows.
knows. Maybe TK knows.
Not that private.
Maybe TK knows.
Just the people out there. I mean,
Something interesting.
Interesting. I can't even think, really. I don't know.
all right. So let's go with an obvious one. You ride bulls, but did you play any other sports? We talk about a lot of sports here. So
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I played football and basketball in high school.
did you?
Yeah.
What position in football?
I was a running back,
I could see that.
really fast.
I could see that.
Get on around the end and
Turn
go
it
for a
on.
touchdown.
I understand.
Heck yeah. And played guard and basketball. It was fun.
Were you a shooting guard or a passing guard?
Oh, I was definitely a shooting guard. I let it rain.
Were you
Yeah,
the
I'm
guy?
gonna let it rain.
Were you the
We're
guy?
gonna have to go.
I know,
Find
all
us
this-
a basketball
this-
court. And
Dude, you don't stand a chance.
I'm gonna have to.
Maybe in half court.
I'm not going full court. Let's be honest. We're not going full court.
Dude, you might even be out to the 3-point
You
line.
might be able to beat me in pig, but an actual game.
Oh, hey, why does it have to be pig? Why
I thought
couldn't it
the
have been
same
horse?
thing. I'm like, geez.
A horse is just too long.
No, it's not.
We're out Cody too fast.
I think that was personal.
I think it was too.
I think it was personal.
I'm offended.
I think you should write a story about it.
Yeah.
Post on social
All right.
media.
So I'm thinking for real. I'm gonna find a basketball on a basketball court, and we're gonna go half court, and we're gonna play first person to 21.
I'll definitely take you up on that.
First person to 21.
Yeah, first person to 21
Between you two,
between us. I'm game. I ain't afraid of losing.
Is it
make it, take it.
3 points, 2, and
Yeah.
1?
Make it, take
Yeah.
it.
Make it, take it.
Ooh.
Yeah. I can just drain threes and be done. I might not even have to move.
I don't think I've ever seen you shoot a basketball.
Oh well.
Really?
Do I shoot basketballs?
He hasn't seen you shoot a basketball.
Probably not.
Have we ever?
How long has it been since you played or even picked a basketball up?
At least 53 now.
Since I played like an actual basketball game, or like since I even dribbled the ball.
Shot one. Shooting around.
Probably 6 to 8 months. I grabbed one at the Y a couple months or however long ago and played up there. I used to go up a lot on Wednesday nights and play like men's league, even as big as I am. I didn't have a problem. I mean, I don't mind going up and down the court. I just, and I would rather.
The quickest guy on the court.
No, I'm not the quickest guy on the court.
You don't gotta be.
I was gonna say that's the thing. It's men's league, and so
And you take up a lot of space.
Dang
right.
right.
That's
So
right.
you'd be good.
And I'm not afraid to like foul.
I wouldn't expect
see?
it to be.
He puts new meaning to the word guard the block.
Yeah.
Get on the
Well,
block.
here's the thing. Sometimes it's not so how tall you are. Like if you got to dribble around me, I mean, it takes like 3 dribbles.
Especially if you give it a little body and you kind of
Exactly.
you widen it.
I give about a foot of space between me and them, and then all of a sudden they got to dribble around me, and they're like, "Dang,
Yep.
that's traveling."
Yeah.
So
And when you play Cody, you don't get to call fouls. I bet it's just
No.
kind of It's like don't
oh
wuss
no,
out.
we'll
Don't
play.
wuss
We'll
out.
play. We'll play where there's
drawing. It's
Yeah.
not foul.
yeah. No, we could play where because Webster, he's wanting to play basketball against me now, so
He was talking crap.
he was talking smack last
He
night.
does that quite often.
Yeah,
That's what.
That
I
is
will
his-
school
that's
that
his-
little.
that is his
Yeah,
MO.
he's gonna get schooled when we play him. So yeah, we can play basketball one day.
All right, so back
Next
to
thing I know, we're gonna show up. We're gonna basketball hoop, and I'm gonna have to stretch and.
Get a little limbered up.
When's the last time you stretched? I don't think I've ever seen you stretch. I take that back. I
I
have.
stretched the other
All
night
right, I take it.
just because I couldn't even crawl in the truck. I
Yeah.
was so sore.
As we always say, I'll quit throwing stones. Let's
Yeah,
just leave it alone.
yeah.
Yeah.
Move on.
All right. So Stetson Lawrence played basketball,
Football
high school
star.
football.
Why bull riding?
Yeah.
My dad I grew up watching my dad ride bulls, and shoot, every father sticks their son on the sheep or whatever, and did that, and got
it
into
stuck.
calf riding and steer riding, and it's addictive. Like it is a drug, guys. In my eyes, it is, because there's a point in my career where I was like 7th or 8th grade riding mini bulls. I got hung up and drugged down the arena, and some dumb reason I stuck my free arm out and got stuck in between the panel and the crossbar and ripped my hand out, and I broke my arm, split it in two, and after that I was like, I'm done.
I saw that because you mentioned that on the film that you did, right?
Yeah.
And you had never shared that before. It was like as many
that's-
times we've talked about stuff like that. You were like, I was like, holy, I didn't know that.
No, yeah, I was dead set on not being a bull rider for like a year. Then just not doing it for a year, you get that craving. And I was watching my older brother ride at high school rodeos and amateur rodeos, and shoot, I had to get back on. It's addictive drug. You gotta get that
It is.
adrenaline rush.
Any other events or just bull riding?
I'm a pretty good team roper, pretty good header.
Header?
I did when I wasn't riding bulls. My dad and the group where we lived, they had a little roping committee there, and we roped every Thursday and Tuesday nights. So I got to do I did way more team roping as a kid than I did bull riding.
So is that something that post professional bull riding career that you probably will
You better
stay in?
You better win a lot more money.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll do it for sure, go to some team ropings and nothing, but I don't know if I'll go professionally. We'll see.
Yeah.
You never know.
You got barrel racing the
Yeah, my wife keeps me
I was gonna say you get to be a camera jockey.
Yep. Camera jockey, water boy, stall cleaner, driver. It's a
It's a
full-time
rough
deal.
life. It's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess you got something to look forward to. No, I don't even know how. It's like people talk about it, and it's like, but that in all seriousness, when you sign on at the dotted line, get married, whatever you want to call it,
barrel racer.
to a barrel racer, they're a different breed.
Yep.
I mean, they really are.
I did not know what I was getting myself into. To be honest.
And people joke about it, but there really is. There's a drive that's in those women that's different, and the way things happen. Because not only are you getting a girl, you're getting a girl with a horse.
Yeah.
Or multiple horses.
Competitive.
Yep.
And they're competitive.
Well, it's probably the same thing girls talk about bull riders.
Yeah, I guess.
Man, you think about you're not buying a trailer and a horse and stuff like that, but it's
there's
bull
not
riders
there's
are
not
different
much
breed.
work for bull rider wise, but we are a different breed, and our mindsets and the way we think about things is definitely not normal. I don't think, because we go risk our life every weekend to win a chunk of money, and if you don't do good, you don't get paid. So it's kind of a stupid gig if you're not doing well.
If you don't love it,
Yeah, there's no reason to be riding bulls if you don't love it. Because if you don't love it, why even do it? Because you're risking your life every time.
think about those guys who get up in the morning, fight the traffic for 40 minutes, walk into an office.
Dude, I did that on the way from Weatherford. We're staying in the DFW yesterday morning, and I get road rage so bad.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, when we were just down
There's
there
in
for Iron
Dallas, it's
Cowboy.
a bear.
Yes.
I was going 96 and got passed in an HOV lane and got my doors blown off of me.
Yeah.
And the guy was like flipping me off because I was not going fast enough for him. And I was like in the outside. I mean, I'm like, do you want me to go faster? Apparently he did. Yeah. But yeah, it would not take much to get road rage down there.
Mm-hmm. No. And then another story about that is 2 years ago, me and my wife were coming back from a rodeo or whatever. I had to pick up a horse trailer. And we weren't very experienced on which interstates to take back and the way around the city.
Right.
We went right through downtown Dallas on the interstate. We were going on good. And all of a sudden, literally, it looked like freaking Fast and Furious, but all these crotch rockets, I mean 100 of them, just come flying on the exit there. And they were popping wheelies. And, like, I was like, holy cow, like, this is insane. Like, hopefully nobody wrecks. And then all of a sudden, we were in the far left lane because they all come on at once and they just pushed everybody over. So we got over, and this chubbier guy, bigger fella, that should not
Thank
be.
you. We're sensitive here.
You ride a motorcycle?
He was fluffy, okay?
Chris doesn't ride a motorcycle. Were you down there on a motorcycle? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, easy.
But this guy would literally tries to pop a wheelie and had no business doing any kind of acrobatic thing on a motorcycle. And this bike shoots out from underneath him.
Did he dump it?
Oh yeah, it hits the median. It flies. The bike flies up and just like destroys the bike. And this guy is skidding on the asphalt. And I immediately slammed on the brakes. And I literally probably stopped from about me to Cody away from him, from my front tire. And I was cussing this guy.
Yeah.
Because I was pissed. I could run him over and kill the guy.
And that's your burden to carry the rest of your life. That sucks.
And my wife runs out. Oh, my God, are you okay? I'm like, screw him. He's about freaking costing me this. I'm like, he about ruined everything we had.
Yeah.
You want to hear a crazy story about us down there? The whole Dallas deal? 3 years ago. Maybe
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Oh, no, you're right.
It might have been 3 years ago. We are driving down to go to, at that time it was Iron Cowboy.
Yeah.
And on our way down, we see this truck pulling. He comes off the interstate or getting on the interstate.
We're going to Glaramy's place.
Yeah, we were running to Glaramy's.
Yep.
Gets on, and all of a sudden, his rear tire and wheel come completely off.
Holy.
And it passes him.
It passes us going down the highway.
And the truck drops, and so you can imagine then there's just sparks everywhere. Yeah. And we watch this tire go across all three lanes, hit the median, go up in the air, and land in the windshield. So the oncoming truck, it literally is. This guy's driving along, a tire lands right in the middle of his truck, and then he wrecks.
Going 75 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Dang.
But we watched the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like we watched the tire came off the truck.
It almost looked fake.
Yeah,
it's a movie.
Yeah.
Speed or
we
something.
watched it go up in the air, and we're watching it go up in the air, and then you see this truck coming towards it, and I'm like, there's no way. Boom. And it just took out the guy's windshield.
Wow.
It was
insane.
And what's even crazier about it is we couldn't get stopped because we were going the opposite direction.
Yeah. And
the other traffic is we're watching. They didn't really slow down. They just started going around him.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like around here,
No
we'd be
courtesy.
like, hey, we cursed you to stop.
Yeah.
No, we saw a tire. And what's even funnier or funny about it is the truck that lost the wheel just kept going down the interstate.
Yeah.
What?
People were pointing at him. He's like waving at him.
And he's seen his tire pass it.
He did not stop.
He never stopped.
Yep.
So we're like, he's running from something.
Yeah. He stole that pickup.
You don't get that in Williston, right?
No, traffic's not that bad. You got to worry about semis cutting you off more than anything.
Yeah. How big
About
is
4
Williston?
a.m., you got to worry about all the trucks heading out to the
Heading out to the sites.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's chaos, but it's not
How
Dallas
big
Fort
is
Worth.
Williston?
Shoot, I don't know. That big?
Yeah, that big?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not too big. It's a pretty small town.
Do you have a Walmart?
Yeah, we got Walmart. We got Applebee's, Buffalo Wild Wings, a couple fast foods.
Yeah, but you've also got a lot of. I mean, Williston has probably changed though in the last
like when
15 years.
Graduated out of high school in 2007. Like, it was a big thing. We just got a super Walmart.
Right.
And we only had Applebee's and McDonald's and
The oil field has changed that town.
It definitely changed.
Yeah.
We got a bypass around town now. Like, that was something never even thought of.
You needed a bypass, right?
Yeah. And they moved the airport out of town now, and it's about 15 minutes from town. that town's changes so much in the last.
It's the
10
metro.
years.
It is, but I mean, that's how much. I mean, it used to be just a small town. Now it's the oil field guys. I mean, I joke about it in the morning, but 4:30 to 5:30 in the morning, it's
still going.
yeah. Like those guys are just leaving to go to work, and it's. I mean, there's more diesel pickups running. And,
Oh yeah, especially in the wintertime.
White diesel lease pickups from companies.
Just everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you got welders, and you got
there's
guys going to check valves, and
it's nuts.
but
Speaking of all that, you did a little stint in the oil business, didn't you?
Yeah, I was roustabout for about 7 months. That is a pretty tough job.
what's a roustabout?
You build the locations, and then you go repair anything on the site. Like if a pipe is leaking, you go and cut a new pipe and fit it in there.
So were you welding too?
Plumber, basically.
Oh, okay.
We didn't weld because on the welding you got to be certified. and
Certified.
everything. So yeah, I went and did that. I built quite a few locations, and then I was like, screw this. I got a better job for valve testing, pop off valves, and just go pressure test them. And it was a really good gig because I could get all my work done because they bill hours on how many valves you test, and I could get about 60 hours in by Thursday, and then I could leave Friday and go ride bulls.
Go ride bulls.
But the buddy of mine really helped me out because you got to do a lot of paperwork and everything to make sure.
Did you pay him to do your paperwork?
No, he just did it.
He just did it? Really? Wow.
He is a buddy.
He's a
He is
good
a buddy.
guy.
Because you hear guys like in West Texas that go rope and stuff on the weekends that they'll be like,
Yeah.
the paperwork side, they'll be like, oh, we pay somebody to fill out all our paperwork for us so we can go rodeo.
Yeah, no, I had a good friend. He's
Wow, that's pretty good.
a very good guy.
And what made you jump out of that? Just the bull riding?
They give me the ultimatum of you're being gone too much, and I was climbing the standings in the PBR, and I was finally getting to go on tour consistently, and they're like, you got to choose either bull riding or work. And then had this lady give me some money and say, go chase your dream and see if you can make it work. And it's been working for about 8 years now.
I'll say it was what, 2012? Was that your first year?
2012 was the first year in Kansas City, and this was the first event I ever went to.
Right.
Built for tough back then.
Yeah.
And then I went back to touring pros and stuff the rest of 2012, and then 2013 is when I got on tour.
I think the first place, I don't know if you probably don't even remember. I think the first place I met you was the touring pro in Birmingham, Alabama, maybe. I'll have to think back and look at my day sheets, but you wouldn't even have known me. I mean, but see, that was pre-life of this, but that was the first place I ever remember seeing you. I think it was Birmingham. Might have been Columbia, South Carolina.
Yeah,
That was pre-100X
that
days.
was-
Way pre-100X days. That was back in my...
I probably just looked at you like, hey, that guy's big.
Yeah.
I could kick his ass on the basketball court. That's what you.
Oh, I'm telling you now. Now I'm gonna have to go find a ball. I don't think we own one. I'm gonna have to go practice.
He'll be out in the garage next 3 or 4
Yeah,
nights.
he'll be really.
I don't have a basketball goal. I'll just go to the Y, get a little stretching, go sauna. You ready?
Get the sauna, get the muscles loose.
Get the muscles loose.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not.
Hey.
There's no shame in what I'm saying.
What? Hey, Brady, we'll get Brady to film it.
Get the film.
Yeah,
Yeah.
document it.
Oh, that's fine.
You know,
I'm
for
down.
the positive, for the
I'm down
positive
for that.
parts.
I'm down for that.
For the positive parts.
Yeah, he can film me.
Heck yeah.
I'll let you in on the secret.
But no, the first time I met you guys was in Vegas.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Yep.
That's what I say. I don't think you remember that meeting. I'd have to go back and look. It was either I
Probably
forget.
wasn't a meeting, just that
No,
was
it's
the
just
same
he
event.
was entered, and I was running in front of the house there and shoot Boston, and you.
Did I do good?
No, you bucked off the first time I met you because I remember that we
Your
went.
memories on point. I got.
No, but here's why I remember that, because it used to be when we would do, like, if Scott was here, he would tell you, we would check as an intro or an opening, we would talk about how many states we had guys from.
Oh.
And you were the only guy from North Dakota. And that's why I remember that.
Oh, I see.
Because it was like, oh, we can put Stetson in because he's from North Dakota. And then you could say, well, we've got guys from 23 states, or we've got guys from, so it was a lead in. And that's how I remember seeing your name. Because at that time, Chase was just coming on.
Yep.
You, I have to think back a little farther. Reese Cates,
He was already on tour by then.
was he?
Yeah.
He was
He was
2010.
Rookie of the year, 2008.
8.
Yeah, 8 or
Yeah,
9.
so a couple years. Yeah. I'm trying to think of just going back down through the list of guys but that's why I remember, because you were the only North Dakota guy we would ever have on our list.
Yeah.
To say, hey, that's why. But yeah, then you fast forward 100X days.
Yep.
It was in Vegas, and you and TK were out there, and she was spending all your money, and you were able to, huh?
It wasn't bad.
No.
Oh, he's such a
She's actually like going to buy in like at like Vegas, a convention or whatever. It's good.
Save money.
She don't spend it.
Yeah.
Now going to the vet. Ooh, there's no limit on that stuff.
One's emotional and the other one's
but you want to talk about, you have had some vet bills though, because she's done the gamut on a handful of horses here the last few years. Stetson's got a ride.
I know.
2 surgeries last year, and
how's he doing?
Better.
Is he?
Yeah, she almost made it back to the performances at the American on last week. So she was, I don't even know what time it was, like 14.2 something, and to make it back it was a 0.9 something.
Awesome.
So right there, but just slowly but surely. Last night she placed 3rd or 4th in one of the big jackpots down there.
So is she going all weekend this weekend?
No, she's done for the weekend, because I think we got this how chaos my scheduling is, because I go back Sunday night, and I think we go to Bay City on Wednesday. Yeah, I don't know.
So during the week you're rodeoing with her, running a jackpots and barrel racings, rodeos.
Yeah.
And then on the weekends you're going tour. You're on tour.
Yeah, like the other week before Global Cup was a busy week because we were in Los Angeles the week before. Flew home Sunday night. Well, actually got home 6 o'clock Monday morning. She let me sleep for a little bit, and then we left to San Antonio that night. She rode San Antonio the next morning, and we drove all the way to Jackson, Mississippi the next day. She ran there, then we drove all the way back, and then we had to do PR stuff on Thursday, so it was a busy week.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Vegas, let's just kind of reminisce a little bit. When we had our prototype, back when we were just a T-shirt and hat company.
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's for
I
us.
haggled you guys forever to get the helmet out.
I know. Hey, I would say that you
were getting knocked out.
I know.
Actually, your first one is somewhere here in office.
I believe it's right over there.
I think it's, well, there's a logoed one, but I think there's one over in the case.
Oh, with the gray face mask?
Yep.
Yeah. It's somewhere in here.
Here's a white one. Remember the
white one's down there? Because at that time you had New Dart.
Yep.
And New Dart is down there. I mean, there's a New Dart helmet somewhere in here.
Yeah, that's the one down there. See it?
Yeah, you and Nate and Aaron Roy and...
we don't talk about the helmet much.
Days,
we don't talk about the helmet much or product much on here, but I think it's appropriate here because I think, when we brought our prototype out, I would have to say that you were the first, although you and a couple of the others were kind of like, hey, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? You were the first that said, I want to be in this now. Yeah. Do you remember us taking the videos and stuff?
Yeah. That weekend was you, Teal, and Sage. Mm-hmm. You were the 3 guys that when 100X was just started. Those were the 3 guys. And it wasn't more than people are like, oh, you guys went straight to the top. And it wasn't that we went straight to the top. Those were the 3 guys that we decided originally. It was
and then they decided.
Yeah.
They were like,
but
hey,
you guys had done the same back to us. Yeah.
I remember talking about that technology and everybody going, wow, I'm riding this hockey helmet. And you're telling me this. We were talking about some of the testing and all that kind of stuff and the materials. And but on the PBR, at that time, Cody, Teal, and Sage were over. Cody was still...
He was just coming over.
He was just coming over.
Yeah. And you were the first, PBR guy. And so we were, man, it was big for us.
No,
it was.
But how many times did we draw you and ask you about this? What do you like about this? If we were looking at some of the new... insides.
Yep,
the new padding and next generation.
I like that new stuff, but
we'll get there.
It just didn't hold up very good.
No, that's
our point.
That's part of it. You got to go through the testing, and that's what's different about the helmet.
But this thing, because before when I come up and approach you guys on getting it, I've been knocked out 3 times, and within I think it was 2.5 months. And the last one, I got hit, but it wasn't that bad. But I was out for they said 10 minutes, I guess. I don't know. They're about ready to load me in the ambulance, and I come to, and first thing I asked my wife, did I make it? She's like, hell no.
No, get up.
No.
Get up.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You're only on there for like 3 seconds. I'm
Well, I
like,
remember TK, we were talking about the helmet too, and she was like, it's important for him to be in the best. You know, it's important
Yeah.
to her. Her emotions of saying, I don't want my husband out doing this.
well,
I want.
it was getting scary because every time, even time I got tapped in the head, it was.
I don't know how many
knocked
times,
out.
and I know everybody's different. People are gonna be like, "Oh, this or that," and you can't. I knocked out in it, and I don't care about any of that. But since you made the switch, I don't remember you knocking out, but once.
Just first of the year.
First of the year was the first one.
And it wasn't even. I just landed wrong. It's that one you land on your shoulder. And
The
your
collar.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but
that
in the last
helmet didn't protect me. It was
yeah.
just that awkward fall. That.
But prior to when you put that on that summer, you did have 3 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
But
Ever since I switched, what year was that?
Gosh.
2016.
16.
Yeah.
From 16 to 4 years, basically.
Yeah.
I never I've you guys know I've tested it. I've hit it,
Well,
and I've
the
been
titanium
kicked in
alloy?
the head. And
yeah, no doubt.
The only place that never really worked was in the back of Little Rock.
In the back.
It wasn't on his head that
Oh
day.
yeah, as it slid
Ooh.
across the. As
No,
it
that
slid,
was here.
Was it
Is that
Kansas
here?
City?
Last year in the short round,
like-
I did just because
All I know is it
same
was
point in
flying. It's actually that helmet right there.
I need to ride,
Yeah.
and I didn't do my job. And this helmet is the best stress reliever
Absolutely.
there is.
All I know
for you
is
and
it was flying.
I
Yeah.
did chuck it. I'm like, shoot.
Yeah,
I remember that.
it is what it is.
Good thing the 100X guys live here, so I get
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
get her fixed.
It's funny.
up.
I know.
Then I did the same thing in Little Rock, though. I did
Yeah.
destroy that one because I bucked off. I
You
rode my
did.
first bull, and I bucked off the second one. And
You were beating it.
that was the hardest I've ever slammed it two-handed,
Yeah. I was standing right there.
and then screws and everything. Was
Yeah.
flying. I'm like,
I saw you round the corner and I was like, here it goes. But you know what? We've said this before. When you're playing at that level, there's just
you need to get that?
well, it's Medicine Hat, Alberta. I'm betting it's Jesse. Might be Jesse Byrne. Holler
I
at
had my
us.
phone at Bill tell you.
Yeah, it's all right. He'll call back. But no, it's that whole. There's a point where we know you guys are, and you're really good about cautiously not throwing it and getting mad a different way, and you see guys throw their ropes and everything else. And
Yes, done that.
yeah. But
I try not to take it on the helmet, but
Sometimes
those two times were.
you
Yeah.
don't go
I
out in
didn't
the
have a
middle.
rope in my hand, so that's.
You don't go out in the middle of the arena and kick it.
No, I've never kicked. Honestly, I've never kicked a helmet. I've
Yeah.
threw them before, like celebrating wise, but I don't even know if I've done that.
Well,
Hey,
we talk about Jose now because Jose gets done riding and he kicks it like a soccer
Yeah,
ball.
here's the one thing. Maybe not too many people know this. Like your first question you asked back when I was first starting in the PBR, I went to Canadian finals, and I got called for grabbing my knots, and I'm not a guy that does that.
Right.
And I didn't grab my knots, and I was arguing with the judge. Coincidentally, it was Ryan Byrne, Jesse's dad, and I literally meant to throw my helmet at the fence, but I threw it with my riding glove on,
Yeah.
and the rosin in my glove on the face mask, I threw it, and it went up into the crowd and hit some old lady. And I had to do the walk of shame of getting my helmet
Sucking it
back.
up, yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, and she gave me the dirtiest glare ever.
Well, Kababa did that in Little Rock.
Yeah.
When he would spin around, he let go of it like a
Do you remember his
discus.
face?
Yeah.
He was like,
He was trying to celebrate halfway through
Yeah.
the celebration. He's like, "Oh, that's going in the stands."
But I got fined for mine. He didn't get fined.
Well, he felt so bad. I mean, I'm
I
sure
felt
you
pretty
did too, but like he even quit mid celebration, was trying to get over the fence to get his helmet. Yeah. So Ryan got your free knots. For those that don't know out there, knots is when you put your spurs on your rope. You have knots that you slide up
Yeah.
and down to size your rope. If you stick your spurs in there, that helps you stay on.
Yeah, and it's illegal.
there are
illegal.
guys. There are guys that.
There are knots guys.
Yeah, they are knots
Yeah.
guys. We've watched it.
Well, I mean, there for a long time, like Cody Nance was called for knots over and over and over. So finally he took his shaps off
Yep.
and said, "Watch my legs. I'm not grabbing knots."
I can't remember that one kid. He took his whole spurs off and just it was a dumb idea.
To prove the point.
He put athletic tape on his heel, and I'll just ride with no spurs, and it didn't go well.
No.
Didn't go well.
No.
Can't imagine that.
We had a kid on the tour. You may remember him. It was about that time. Do you remember Rooster McKeenum?
Oh. How could you ever forget?
I know. So he shows up the very first time with no rope, no spurs, no shaps, and borrows a rope and got on and wins that bull riding down there. We're in Tallahassee, Florida. And then he gets the call to go up. And they're like, hey, buddy, you're going to have shaps and spurs. Because they're like, where's your spurs? We need to check him. And Rooster's like, I ain't got no spurs. Like, he was being serious.
Yeah.
He showed up that bull. He entered a bull riding.
He's just a straight redneck. Like,
oh, it was unbelievable.
Definition of a redneck.
Yeah.
And he could ride bulls.
Oh, he could. Yeah.
He showed up. I remember him showing up to that event. He didn't have shaps, but he had a rope and spurs, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Even when he went on tour, though, when he went up, he didn't even have shaps then.
No. He didn't care. He didn't bother.
His girlfriend, this is a total side note, his girlfriend had a tattoo of a barcode on her neck. And she was walking around telling us all that he's like, did you see her new tattoo? And we're like, huh? Because there was about 3 weeks in a row he was on with us.
Yeah.
We're like, what? He's like, yeah, she got a new tattoo. And I'm like, oh, okay. And we went by. She had a barcode on the back of her neck that had like his initials and stuff put into it.
Yeah.
So like she was his. He's like, she got my barcode on. We're like, got your barcode on.
That's my property.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. But that's what it was. We're like, Rooster, you're not right.
No.
But Rooster could ride bulls.
Yeah.
Let's call TK. Let's talk to her about that.
Yeah, get a barcode tattoo.
No, we don't need these ideas
Stetson's
going.
ownership.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Actually, Stetson would
It'd be
probably
the
get one. I was
reverse,
gonna say you might end up getting one. And if that's what she said, that's what she said, right?
No, that's
No?
not happening.
Oh,
I draw a line there.
is there a line?
There might be.
Not with them.
So let's talk bull riding right now. You are coming off
Sucking ass.
No, you're coming off the Global Cup, where Team Wolves had a lot. There was a lot left to be. I was gonna say there's a lot to be desired, but the injuries that plagued you guys down there was a lot. There was not another team that had the amount of injuries that you guys had. And it was consistent. Like it was just like there was not a break given.
No.
And it's hard to carry a team when everybody's sitting on the sidelines because they're hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not to knock some of the young
It's
guys.
hard. It's hard to keep the mojo going in the locker room as the only team aspect in bull riding. And it just kind of brought everybody down. But like the most, like Dakota Lewis and Colton Jesse, very good, high spirited. And Keyshawn's good, but
He was hurting.
It was his first one back. Kind
Yeah.
of deal. He didn't know quite how it was going to play out for him because he only got on like I think 1 or 2 practice bulls that week.
And Colton's
been riding great.
Yeah, and then Cannon got wadded up the first round, and he was already hurting.
Yeah.
Cody Jesus' growing's been bothering him since last year.
So, growing up, were you familiar with Ted Noose prior to having him as your coach?
What do you mean by?
I mean, did you know like what his accolades and things were? I mean,
I didn't know like the extent of him, but I knew he was a world champion.
yeah.
Growing up, like everybody jokes around, kick loose like Ted Noose because
Yeah.
that
was
There
his
you
thing.
go.
That's
Kick
his deal.
loose. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kick
So
loose
was
like
it-
Uncle Ted Noose, man?
that's cool.
Yeah, that's true though. That's an old saying. I thought he did a great job with you guys.
Oh, he's still like it. He's a great coach, and like for the mental aspect of bull riding, he's by far the best.
He's a mental guru.
Yeah, he is, and he's still like we're all of us guys are on a group text, and about 2 or 3 times a week he'll text
That's
everybody, and
Hey, that brings
Just-
up something. We were talking with Matt West. We were talking about the sport, comparing it to team sports, individuals, and pro sports and things like that.
yeah,
And he was saying the one thing that really we were talking about the coaching aspect that's kind of missed, and because it is a solo sport and there's machismo about listening to someone else. But even though you listen to your peers, he brought up the point that his take was what this sport is missing is the sports psychology part, because it is, and there's a big part of that head. So it's amazing. You were talking about, when you started talking about Ted, that you went right there. That mentally,
like you talk to like even Cody Lambert and all them older guys, he's like they say he's the best guy to mentally prepare himself for bull riding, and he drills those 2 boys of his, Wyatt and Weston,
got it,
every day about it. And they need it, and they will be prepared when they do grow up. And
are those 2 kids not just? I think they're awesome to be around.
They're a lot of fun.
I like them. I went and raced go-karts with them there in Dallas. It was fun. They say I'm their bigger brother, which I don't mind it. They're fun. They're respectable boys.
Very respectful.
Yeah,
oh my gosh!
When you see them kids in and out of the locker room like that, you always kind of cringe. But there are a handful of those kids that you're like, you want them in there.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't. I mean,
they're not going to be in your way or bothering anybody.
Nope.
And I think it's because they understand the space. I think they understand the communications. You know, because if you stop, they stop and look you straight in the eye.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, excuse me, Mr. Cris.
Well, I watched them the other day. So they've been on. So in the locker room down at Global Cup, it was split. USA Wolves on one side and Eagles on the other. And I watched both boys watch you guys warm up. And then they walked around the curtain, which was kind of what split the locker room. Yeah. And I watched them. They were talking to each other, watching the other guys warm up.
Listening to Justin talk to the guys.
They were watching, and then they walked around the corner again, and they were talking about guys warming up. And it's like, you know, to be 14 and 12 and to have that, we talked about with John Crimbers, you know, growing up down there with Joe saying all those guys, how good, I mean.
The environment
for those guys is unbelievable.
Oh, it's insane because, like they're around it. Ted's always preaching to him what to look for in a guy's, like even just his posture to his face before he's going to nod and stuff. Just the determination. And guys, if you really sit down and look at and watch guys like Jess and Jose before they get on, they're zoned in, and you can see it on their face. It's very, now that I've got pointed to it, that I look at it, I'm like, oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Because this right here, the last thing.
It's so annoying.
With Jess, it's like all this stuff. But you know, when he reaches up and goes with his collar, right? That's his mechanism that says.
It's chin strap collar.
13-3, yeah.
It's insane.
But you get guys that are on the opposite side
working.
It works for him.
Well, it works for him, but then you got guys. Trying to think of who it was. Dylan Smith was the complete opposite. Like we get to where we watch guys.
He got on, and it's like boom.
Yeah, quick as he can.
There's
there was no. But even out in the hallways and you watch where some guys are very methodical, and guys like him, it works for him. I mean, he's proven it works for him. Man, it's like, you know,
or
you got Chase, or even you're a clown. You're a clown in the locker room. You have a good time.
I just like cheering everybody up.
Absolutely,
but that's true because
serious, and my wife hates that about.
But that's, I mean, like you and Chase will both be clowning ass around in the locker room because that's what ends up happening.
Yeah.
And then there's guys that are dead serious and they don't talk to anybody.
Oh yeah.
And then there's guys that have.
Sean.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very in his own.
And if you go to the Brazilian side, normally they're very.
If I understood Portuguese, I'd know more about it.
Yeah, no doubt.
But there's guys, like if you go early enough in the locker room, those guys very Catholic. They'll kneel down and have their Bible out and
they read the same prayer. They go through the same scriptures. They say that
Everybody's got their own little routine, like you guys said, and it's very unique on what everybody does because nobody's really the same.
See, we enjoy watching you guys. I mean, you see us a lot in locker rooms.
Creepers.
And even, exactly. And that sounded bad, didn't it? Let me rephrase that.
Uncle Cris is watching him in the locker room again.
No, but the boys' room is they're in the corner over there.
Yeah. Hey, what's he doing? Yeah. No, but the point.
Cris got his camera out again.
Why is he sweating over there?
Got his glasses out of here.
Yeah.
But no, my point is watching the guys prepare to do battle. You know, your warrior whatever your warrior programming is, whatever that mechanism is, and you know everything from Mike Lee to, going back a little bit, like Spider-Man, Nance, you, all the way up to all the young guns now, and even watching JB. You know,
there's
right.
Nobody that can be JB.
That preparation, right?
Nobody can go smoke 5 cigarettes and then occasionally have a beer or two.
Or you still
10.
smoke?
No, I don't smoke.
No, we're talking about JB.
No, him.
No.
He used to vape and stuff.
Yeah, a little bit. But no.
Yeah. You were cool then.
That was the thing back in the day.
Yeah, back then.
now it just got out of hand.
It's
That's
everything.
true.
Yeah.
Too much.
Yeah.
But just in the preparation of when you prepare yourself, we've always you tell the guys who are locker room guys, and I say locker room guys, you just try to keep it even keel. You see, you get a feeling, you just try to make it less stressful.
Yeah.
Guys, it's really, we're all here for a reason because you're all professionals, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, because even when Jess came in, and this isn't a knock on Jess, it was just when he was fresh up, he didn't know how to act in luck. He just didn't know, right? And he went from winning Billings to doing high school and kind of getting in there. But he was wearing the black and gold, and which at that time was kind of the top guy. Silvano was wearing it, so it's like he went from here to here, but really there wasn't any of that training per se. No. And so as he felt his way and grew his way, we watch things like that. We watch some of the young guns now, and it's like they'll get it.
Just the progress.
They'll get it. Then we see veterans do the corny stuff too. So
yeah, like this one.
Yeah.
Corny.
I was kidding. No, you're. It's just
Well, you think like the Cody Teals, who is very stoic, very, I don't want to say unemotional, because he shows some emotion.
Man, he's not very emotional, but
right.
Lately I've seen him get upset with himself, and I'm like, dang,
where'd that come from?
Where'd this come from?
Yeah.
Cody's actually pissed off. Like
yeah.
Like these, like Cody Jesus, perfect example. That kid does not get mad really ever. Like you can see he's upset, but I would
he'll smile at you,
yeah,
right?
I would hate to see him actually pissed off and mad at somebody, because them quiet ones are.
Yeah. Well,
you
Cody
gotta worry about
he can
them.
buck off, be walking down the hallway, and you're like, hey man. He's like, yeah,
he's also the same way if he goes 92.
Right?
I mean, there's no difference in him. I mean,
well,
you'll
that's
watch
what I
him.
say about Cody Teal. So you get Cody Teal, who's kind of stoic and quiet in his preparations, and it's he's just
which
kinda,
is the complete opposite is Tripp, because Triplet's like the little pinball in the locker room.
Yeah,
he's like the pinball in the hallway.
Right. Yep.
And then he gets behind the bucket and shoots the pinball. But that's how he mentally prepares. If you watch him,
I don't think there's any mental stuff going on there. I've traveled with that kid.
I know you have.
And man, I'm glad to see him still getting
going
from A to B with no problems.
Well, good.
Because he don't even know names of bulls, and he's been around as long as I have, and it's like, come on, man.
Some guys are like that, right? Some guys can be successful, and
I don't know how he gets through.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how he knows how to book a plane ticket, really. Maybe his
Does
wife
he?
does it.
I was gonna say,
I don't
does
know.
he?
Because
but he gets there.
he does. He does it.
Well, there's been a couple bull riders that never do any of that stuff. It's all done. A couple. There's probably more than a couple, but that we've talked about, that former champions. That they don't book anything themselves, and it's not because it's a luxury. It's just they can't book themselves a bus. They can't.
Dude, I would.
They can't get.
That's not me. I like to handle my own
Yeah.
stuff and know where I'm going.
Who have you been traveling with?
My gear bag.
I mean, since you're down south. I mean, I know you kind of always
really
travel. Who are you sharing a room with these days?
Usually Derek.
That's what I thought.
Teal usually,
Yeah.
but Derek Brad's wife this weekend, so I got my own room and just chilling.
And Till's not here because he's
not
out with his
here.
knee
Yeah,
injury.
injured.
And Jess usually has his brother and somebody else. I bounce around. I really don't care who I stay with.
Yeah.
Is that it's obviously different than maybe during the summer runs or rodeo, and
I can get along with anybody.
All right.
And some people I wouldn't care to room with, but if I had to, I could do it. It's not like I'm partial to anybody, really. But me and Derek are probably, I'd say we're probably the closest on friend-wise.
sure.
Jess is right there. But yeah, like...
Well, you have to be. Listen, that even brings up. Was that New York last year? 2 years ago.
No, that was this year.
No, when you drove him back home.
Oh, no, that was 2
years ago, right?
3 years.
That was 17 when he won the world.
Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Yeah.
You drove his tail all the way from New York, all the way back home.
Yeah, I did.
Wore your ass out, didn't it?
Ooh, man,
Tired?
when I got to our buddy's house, Weston's, and Mandan there.
Did you crash?
We got there at like 10 or something at night, and I did not move till noon the next day.
I bet.
But I drove, the night before he got ran over or whatever. Me and Derek were in the hospital with him till about 2 or 3 in the morning. And then we're like, we got to go back to the room and get some sleep because we got to get on
We're
at
riding.
2 o'clock next day. I had to be up by 11, get to the arena by noon. And then figured out that he couldn't fly or whatever. So I was like, I'm the only guy that lives up by him. There's no sense in having somebody.
Convenient, not convenient. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody fly.
Because how far is he from you? 3 hours?
Yeah, 3 or 4. It all depends how fast you want to drive. But
Yeah.
there's no sense in having his mom or his dad or his brother come out and fly all the way out and then drive him back. I was like, I'll drive.
And how far was it?
I don't know, a long ways. 26 hours.
I was going to say 27 hours.
I was behind the wheel nonstop the whole way.
I remember
I
that
think we
happened.
left right around 11 or so East Coast time, and we stopped fuel up and stuff, but we stopped at somewhere to eat in Minnesota or something, maybe. I don't know. And we kept on trucking.
Oh, damn. See, that's a good buddy right there.
Little sucker.
That's
yeah,
not
but
just-
that's what most people don't understand about it. And I know it happens everywhere. I say it all the time. But when you grow up in the rodeo world, the bull riding world, there's a camaraderie amongst guys. And you don't always get to see it because, they're not necessarily your teammate, but they really are.
Yeah.
And you get to feel that camaraderie. And that's why Global Cup, that's why I like Global Cup so much, because it's the team aspect.
Me
and
too.
Well,
you
just like the favor, like I got knocked out in New York this year. If it wasn't for Derek and Jess to drag me out of the way,
You'd be
I
stomped.
possibly would have got run over.
Stomped. Yeah.
So it's just showed.
Well, the
Everybody's
bullfighters
got
not
their
doing their
back.
job or what?
They were fighting the bull.
Dude, it
I'm
was-
just telling you. I was just trying to get him in
Dude,
trouble
he
with the bullfighters.
At the time, I didn't know anything was even
Yeah.
going on. I was sleeping, didn't get
Yeah.
enough sleep the night before or something.
But you know that those guys, and they didn't bail. They didn't bat
hesitate
an
at
eye.
all. No.
They got down because you're right in front of the chute, or
Yeah,
right in front of the out gate.
yeah.
Right. It's like, let's say if the bull does come back, which is their nature, right?
Yeah.
They're
Right.
gonna walk through there. But you know what? I remember first round of the World Finals 3 years ago. It was I think it was the first year it was in the T-Mobile. Was that 3 years ago?
No, it's 16.
Okay.
4 years
So
ago.
you know where I'm going with this, don't
Yes, I know exactly what you're going with.
you? Yeah. When
That was tough.
Aaron Roy,
that
Aaron-
sucked.
oh my gosh, Aaron Roy got hung up, and it's like 20 plus seconds. Hung up.
It seemed like a half hour.
Yeah. It did, didn't it? I mean,
Oh, it just-
I just got goosebumps because I've watched that video and shared that video with a lot of people. And what I always share was you in Nevada. Was it Nevada?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nevada Newman.
Right.
Yeah.
Literally, as soon as it's happening. And as soon as he was down, even the bull was still in. Your two guys over the chutes and down, getting
Trying
there
to-
with him.
Yeah.
Because you were going to protect him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a bad deal.
What goes around comes around. And not as an injury as that,
No,
but
but
guys
just-
helping you.
yeah.
Your karma, you've helped out. You
Right.
count on it.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate for Aaron Roy. That was an unbelievable.
That was tough.
Really
It sucked.
All right, well, we've chatted now for pretty near an hour, so appreciate having you on.
No problem.
We could keep talking. I
don't care.
I know that you've got,
He's got something to do
you
today.
got something to do tonight.
Who does?
You do. You got to take care of business.
Yeah, I need to pull my head out of my ass and start riding.
Who do you got? What bull?
I don't even remember. It's a classic bull.
Oh,
Young ones.
Which honestly, if you're going to be on the cut weekend, you might as well have one of them guys
Yeah, it don't.
because it could go your way.
Oh, yeah.
It could not go your way.
It definitely.
But you know what?
It's going my way.
It's going
But
your
it's-
way.
It's going
So here's
my
the
way.
thing. That's the thing is you won't go in with any predetermined. Hey,
You
this
got
is
your
what he
buck off
does.
out of the way last
You
night.
do well.
Yeah.
No, but you do well when you don't know.
Yeah.
Because you turn up your senses. We've watched it. You know.
Yeah. Huh?
That's exciting.
I don't know.
Well, we're rooting for you, man.
Well, shoot. I need to be healthy. That's half the battle. My knee, it's not bad. Like, it's not something I can use an excuse, but
It's enough.
it bothers me a little bit, but there's no reason I still shouldn't do my job. My knee, then my
See what-
back. Like, it's
You
just
bring
getting
on-
old riding bulls sucks.
Yeah, let's. That brings on and then we can do this, and then we can close out and stuff. But so for bull riders, if you decide to take, if let's go back, if you're a college football player or a pro football player, you tweak a knee, you're out for 4 to 6 weeks till that sucker gets back, right? Obviously, we know bull riders. If you don't play, you don't get paid.
You're out 4 to 6 hours.
So,
yeah.
but
turn
the
around.
bad thing about that is that now you have a groin injury. Now you have a knee injury that carries over the whole season versus possibly being out 4 to 6 weeks, getting healthy and coming back.
It's probably a smarter move. I'm not a guy on doing surgeries just because
there are some out there that do. Every time we turn around, they're in surgery.
But the possibility of you re-injuring that you just got fixed is very high, and I see a lot of guys that do that and come back and tear it right again.
You look at Cannon.
You look at Gage Gay. The year he won New York there, I think he got his knee fixed before that. And then the next weekend, he tore it all up again in Chicago. It's like, why didn't we just rehab it and make it stronger? And
is that financial? Is that financial, or do you think it's just a mentality?
No, I don't think it's financial at all. Surgery is not. I got great insurance for myself, anyways.
Well, I mean, earnings, financial.
You're saying because the guys need to win money to keep going.
Yeah, you gotta make a living, right?
I think everybody's different.
I think it's just that machismo.
I think some guys just miss it. Like they're like, I got to be on tour because that's who they are.
Yeah.
And so you see the difference in them.
There's different guys have different aspects on it.
Sure.
But I don't know. I don't believe in it. Just like Derek, he did his knee. And I was like, I told him just rehab it and come back, and because the possibility of you redoing it is pretty high in bull riding. It could just take you like Cody Teal last week and his foot got stuck in the dirt and it did not look good.
Right.
His long legs aren't supposed to bend that way.
His lanky.
Yeah.
Hey,
I agree.
Like a lawn dart hitting the ground and buckling.
Yeah.
Painful. Well, we appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah, man.
Always
Firewalker.
It was fun.
Williston, North Dakota. Hope to see you dance all weekend.
I plan on it.
Good.
Not Magic Mike style, but
Magic Mike 3.
Well, you can wait for the basketball victory for that one.
I'm gonna tell you, if I win, I'm dancing. I'll figure out some dance.
Well, we ain't gonna see that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Thanks for listening to us.
Yeah, thanks
Stetson
for having me,
Lawrence,
guys.
Cris, myself. Y'all have a great day.